What's going on YouTube? Joe Miner 3131 back again with JS Miner 87 here on the DFS Quarry channel. About to break down the main slate, 7 games we're going to look at here for Friday, January 18th, 2019. Not a bad little slate we're going to look at. Jared, before we get started, we're not going to talk about tonight, man. At least not on my side. I just got my ass hammered.
Well, yeah. Hey, it comes and goes. I remember I was talking big last night, hitting 40, 50 bucks and ended up 71 cents in the red. So yeah, it just shows what one period of hockey or whatever can do to you. It shows the value of, you hit that one mega stack and your secondary scoring doesn't come at least to get some shot production from those cheaper guys. It's all over. And certainly, Devin Dubnyk, Aaron Dell, you are now my fucking Devin Dubnyk. You asshole.
No shit. And did you see they pulled Stalock tonight and put Dubnyk back in? You know what I mean? So go figure. I was on Stalock, man. I should have stuck with what I sent you that first draft lineup early on today. That's the one I should have stuck with, but I didn't even play that one at all. It is what it is. So with that being said, if you liked the video, click on that thumbs up. If you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. Share our videos out there. We appreciate all that. And, oh, yeah, by the way, Mark, the winner of the hat, Mark Kelly, emailed me back. He's actually from Florida. And he chose a Pittsburgh Penguins hat. Yes, he did. He was a black Pittsburgh Penguins hat, preferably black, he said. Kick ass, man. Appreciate that. Total awesome choice. I wouldn't have chose a better hat myself, or at least a better team to represent anyway, down there in Florida. So awesome. So we'll go ahead and have to get together and look up some hats, man. Check some stuff out and get that shipped out to him.
Yeah, I'm obviously going curved bill. Yeah, I'm looking at your hat and like thinking of hockey hats. I'm like, I think a curved bill's better than the 59.50 flat bill.
I agree with you. I agree totally with you. A little more conventional look.
And we probably definitely have to, with hats, one size versus, that we know snapbacks are now vintage things, to get them. But, unless you get his exact hat measurements, I think you got to play it that way, right?
Yeah, I never even really thought about that.
Yeah, we don't want to get them like a small medium if you got a gigantic head or something. Or you just ask them. Either way, Me, preferably, I like the one-size hats better. So,
yeah, I like a fitted hat myself too. But the hat I'm wearing now is a snapback. But this is just local representing, local business. That's all. It's not a hockey hat or none. It's actually moonshine camo. It's actually about 40 minutes from here, maybe. When our cousin Pudge was out here, I took him up there, man. Really neat place, man. Paid $5 for this hat. I'm digging it. What the hell? You know what I mean? I'm a $5 guy. I like it. Let's get started. First game up on the slate. Toronto Maple Leafs heading into Florida to take on the Florida Panthers. Toronto is a -150 visiting favorite. Over-under of 6.5 in this game. We should see Garrett Sparks and maybe Roberto Luongo. I'm thinking at home, maybe they'll give him another shot here, see what happens. I'm not certain. Last time these two teams met in Florida, Florida won this game. What do you like here?
Well, and I'm glad you brought up that point of the last time you're in Florida. Actually, Toronto has lost the last 4 matchups in Florida. They actually, I think this was the one I researched, that they have actually went win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss in the past 8. And Florida is due on the win on this one. So go figure here. I do want to apologize to the fans out there in advance for my video. I don't know if it's weather related or whatnot, or watching Xbox videos and everything else online, limiting my bandwidth. But going on here, I still want to favor a Toronto here in this one. It's going to be pricey here in Toronto. While putting up some goals, they certainly aren't hitting that 5 goals a game type scenario we've been prone to see. We were talking yesterday about Zach Hyman being on line 1. Daily Faceoff now has Andreas Johnson and Zach Hyman switched back. So they got Andreas Johnson, rewarding him with that first line time because he's been playing really well. 2 goals, 2 assists, 11 shots here. Me personally here, I like to go, I might go wingers and leave Tavares out. So maybe I'm Mitch Marner and Andreas Johnson on that first line and leaving out Tavares and Austin Matthews here. I think I want a little bit cheaper than doing that mega stack that we are prone to trying to do. I don't want to spend a ton of money. Like I said, they've lost the last 4 in Florida. Granted, they do score goals here, but with the other games on the slate, I think you're going to find a little less risk. Like I said, Hainsey, 3,500 still in play on the defensive side. Morgan Riley, he'd be one that I'd rather do. You know, if I do an Andreas Johnson, Mitch Marner, I might do a third guy, and that being Morgan Riley. I'm going to avoid Tavares and Matthews in this one. Any other defenseman, I'm just not a fan of. Ziganov, I think we just seen a spurt of him, and yeah, he's done. Garrett Sparks, I'm going to avoid him at 8K, and I'm going to just fade him again. So next thing up, Florida side here. Florida here, consistently speaking here, you might give a shot here to Frank Vatrano at 4,900. He's been rewarded as well, kind of like the Andreas Johnson side, where he is now getting first-line minutes with Barkov and Dadonov. I don't mind taking a shot on Barkov-Vatrano pairing. I'm going to leave out Dadonov and everyone else actually here. Maybe a Hoffman just for that power play action time. So, you know, an Alexander Barkov and a Mike Hoffman power play. Obviously, if you're doing that, you're going to leave out Vatrano. And I have interest in Keith Yandel as well here. 5,300, I know, but I expect him. He's got great point production against Toronto in the past, and I think you could see him get some points as well in this one. I think it's like 2 goals and 17 assists or something in 24 games, something like that for Keith Yandel. A birthday in this one is Dennis Malgin on that third line, right wing, 2,800. He does have a goal and assist, 10 shots and 2 blocks. So if you're playing something, you got a little extra chump change to throw in for one Meyer guy, maybe you want to reward Dennis Malgin with a birthday. I did another narrative tonight. I had a little extra time here, so I did look up in Florida home game tomorrow. I was looking up special promotions. Not a particular person promotion, but it is Military Appreciation Night in Florida, and I think they're giving away like a military shirt or a Florida shirt that's military-based design there. So something to consider maybe. I don't know if I'm going to let that impact my play, but maybe they do play a little extra hard for the military guys. Like just said, at 6,900, perhaps you could take a look at Luongo and say, you know what, 4 in a row, why not 5 in a row? You could do that. But Luongo's still on the top of my mind, but I think it's still slim chance that I look his direction for a start.
Yeah, no goalies for me here. I'm not going to want to pay 8K for Garrett Sparks. Toronto was winning. I don't know if that game's over or not in Tampa Bay here. On a back-to-back, it's a tough matchup tonight against Tampa Bay. This is the same thing that happened the last time they come down here for a Florida trip. They played Tampa Bay back-to-back nights with Florida. So it was Tampa Bay, then Florida, just like it is this time around here again. I don't want the center that's going to play. Which line do you think Barkov's line matches up with here in this game? You think they run the Barkov line against the Tavares line?
I think they'll try to pair 1-1 here.
Yeah. Okay. Then I like Austin Matthews. I do like Austin Matthews, I think, here tomorrow. I don't want no Tavares. I would run, I liked your call on the pairing of Johnson and Marner together, and I would probably run that pairing and then maybe just one off Matthews. Kadri hit tonight. If you had him, you had a pretty good night. I didn't know I seen that. Defensively, I mean, if you want a shot on Morgan Riley at 6,300, that's okay. I'll stay away from Jake Gardner. I'll stay away from everything here defensively besides Morgan Riley. Although I think what I'm going to do tomorrow is something a little different, man. I think every game I run tomorrow, I'm going to run a 4-man stack out of the offense, whatever offense I'm on, and then one off everything else around it. I'm going to do that in every lineup, I think, too. So yeah, I think that again, same thing on the Florida side. Barkov and Tavares will cancel each other out. Maybe Huberdeau here. I don't mind Vetrano up there, like you said, at 4,900, first line left winger. I'll avoid Dadonov. So maybe Frank Vetrano and Jonathan Huberdeau. I wouldn't mind that. Hoffman's down left wing on a third line now with Dennis Maugan. So maybe if we go with the birthday Maugan pick, we run a Mike Hoffman with him. I like your Yandel call. I wouldn't mind Aaron Ekblad either at 4,500. Matheson looks like he skates backwards. That's it. No Pisk even at 2,600 for me. There's just nothing there. I could see this game be low scoring, even maybe a 3-2 type game here. No goalies. I'm really not into that game, to be honest with you. Next game up, Montreal Canadiens heading into Columbus to take on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets are going to be a -163 home favorite here. Over under of 6 in this game. Price is confirmed in the net for Montreal, I believe, anyway. And Columbus, I guess we could see Korpisalo here, which would be somewhat of a statement, I think. But they're projecting Bobrovsky, but again, I'm not certain about that. What do you like here?
All right, here. Yeah, for me, it's strictly going to be based off recent performance here. That first line of Panarin, Dubois, and Atkinson at Columbus, I missed them the other night. So, I might put a line in with these guys. I might put, recently I've just been back to doing one-line multiple contests here. I might do a 2-line here because I'm going to try to put these guys in so I don't lose part of that. But historically speaking, these games have been relatively low scoring. I think across like the last 7 games where it might be like a 3-1 victory. I've seen a 1-0 game, a 2-1 game. Really, they are low scoring lately. So it kind of draws interest away. I'm starting to like the games here of 6 or more predicting game scripts here. In Montreal, it has played well over their last, I think they're on a 3-game win streak. So that first line of Columbus here is in play. Third line as well, Boone Jenner, Josh Anderson, Foligno. It's a little expensive for a third-line play. So obviously you can't do a first and third really with that. So you know, if you're playing that third line, you're looking at is there power play production possible on that second power play? And you go down, you examine the power play in the past 5, you don't see really any reason to play that. So if you're going to play the third line, it's because you played a first line in another game. And certainly at 40, mid fours up to 5,000, that third line is a nice secondary play. But like I said, I'm most likely going to fade this game completely or go with a one-off. And, you know, my goalie could be in this situation here. Korpisalo, 7,700, great numbers lately. Let's see. I thought I had a stat here. I know Columbus is another one. It's not every home stadium, but for some reason, Columbus and Florida both have Military Appreciation Night tomorrow. So first line, Columbus is the biggest play here. But Brendan Gallagher on that first line is a one-off, 5,500, no problems there for me. I like that play. Going down again, third line, you are seeing production since they kind of split it. You kind of see a little more balanced production across this, given that third line. Kaniemi getting some action at 3,600. Paul Byron at 4K. That's a nice pairing if you game script that. You know, 3,600 and 4,000 for a pair. Not a bad play there. Shea Weber, I wouldn't mind taking a chance on Shea Weber at 5,100 as well, or Jeff Petrie. Petrie, not as much probably since he's, you know, slowing down the shots and blocks here, but Shea Weber still in play. And Jordy Ben, 3,500. I'm still on board here with Jordy Ben. I still think he's got a valuable play here. And for me, I am not going to take a chance on Carey Price tomorrow because I'm game scripting here, Columbus for the win.
And I agree with you. Columbus for the win. The only thing I could see myself playing here would be maybe a pairing of Gallagher and Drouin. Don't want Domi or nothing off the second line. Paul Byron is suspended 3 games. This should be the first of 3 anyway. So Kaniemi and Tatar, yeah, I could see that. 8,600 for the pairing of them isn't bad at all. Decent production there. I do like the Shea Weber call. Probably it. I mean, I don't mind Jeff Petrie if you want to play him or Jordy Ben. I probably won't get there. Maybe Jordy Ben at 3,500. I like value at defense, but I'm all over Columbus here. They're hot right now, so play them. I think we ride it out, and I agree with both your calls. Top line of Panarin, Dubois, and Atkinson. Obviously, I mean, the numbers speak for themselves, and they're still somewhat affordable. So I don't mind that at all. And I do have interest in that third line as well with Foligno, Jenner, and Anderson. I do like that. I like Zach Werenski at 5,100. Seth Jones at 58 is a stretch, but he does. Both those guys have 2 power play points in the last 5 games. So either one of them is a fine play. And like I said, I want to go four guys from my offensive stacks. This will be one of my teams I'm going to stack up here tomorrow. And I'm going to stack 4 guys out of it. So I don't know if I can squeeze Werenski in there at being 5,100 with that top line or not, but I'm going to give it a shot. That's where I'm going to go. Definitely going to have a lineup with well, at least try that. Panarin, Dubois, Atkinson, and Werenski, all 4 in the same lineup. I don't want no Carey Price here. And if it's Korpisalo, I do get some interest in Korpisalo, certainly. But no Price for me. Next game up on the slate, we have the Ottawa Senators coming off a big home win, heading into Carolina to take on the Carolina Hurricanes. They're red hot, man. Red hot Hurricanes. Hurricanes are going to be a minus 230 home favorite, over under 6.5 in this game. This is a front end of a back-to-back for Ottawa. It should be Nilsson, and you think it's going to be McElhaney or Mrazek?
I would think they're going back to
Michael
Mrazek
Mack.
or McElhaney, right?
Yeah, they could. Either way, I got interest in the goalie here too. Whether it's Mrazek or McElhinney, I like them both. What do
Well,
you
all
like here?
right. Well, listen up, guys, for this one here. This I got a couple sneak attack picks here. Goalie situation, absolutely. Ottawa's lost 5 straight in this matchup here, and they certainly with the Carolina hot streak, I think that continues onward. What I've written down here, Aho and Furland, I like that pair better than the Teravainen call. So Aho and Furland on the first line, certainly. Williams, I'm gonna take a game off of Williams here. He didn't score finally. That was like the first time he didn't get a point in 5 games here. I'm waiting on the third line here with Nino Niederreiter. It just came over from the Minnesota team in exchange for Victor Rask. I think that trade was today. Yeah, today. So probably going to take a wait and see approach on Niederreiter as well. This fourth line here, Brock McGinn, Clark Bishop, Warren Foegele here. If you look at the past recent games, Brock McGinn and Warren Foegele have had great production against this Ottawa team. So you're looking for a cheap pair here, and you want to stack heavy on certainly an expensive games. And we have that coming up. I'm sure we're going to look at the Capitals, the Islanders, the Flames here, the Penguins. They're going to be some expensive guys. So this Brock McGinn and Warren Foegele, write that down, guys, as a pair here. That's going to get you a little bit of, well, a lot of price savings, and also the chances are there. And I'm telling you, I looked at the last 3 or 4 games, and Foegele and I'm drawing a blank on the other name. Foegele and McGinn have production against this team. Defensively here, I am going to Justin Falk, and I'm going to Dougie Hamilton, 4,900, 5,200. Those are my plays. Looking at recent stats, Jacob Slavin there. Sure. I'd have no approach there or no problems there. Keep going here. Like I said, interest in McElhaney. Let's flip the script here to Ottawa. Ottawa, like I said, these are actually high-scoring games for the most part, so I do draw interest here. Chris Tierney on that first line, certainly with Mark Stone. I do like there. Tkachuk, yeah, could be first line minutes here. He started, yeah, he had a goal the other day. I don't take much, I guess, interest into that goal. To me, it was like kind of a ticky-tacky kind of goal. But here's where line 2 here is going to be your better play, though. Zingle and Duchesne. My actual favorite plays might be the Zingle, the Duchesne, and the JG Pageau on that third line. If you actually look it up on Left Wing Lock, they got JG Pageau not really on that third line set in stone. He did have, I just looked under here, he did have time with the Tkachuk Stone line, and he also he did have time with that Ryan and Zingle line as well. So keep in mind, Pageau just got out. He came back like a month earlier than what they thought he would or so, and he missed the first like 41 games or something of the year with a big injury. So he's not going to be there long. He's a top 6 guy, actually. So keep in mind, at 3,500, you're not going to see that price all the time, so take advantage of it. This certainly, in my opinion, is a game stack possibility type game. Thomas Chabot, 6,100 on the defensive side, certainly. Don't play Dylan DeMello. I keep falling for that crap, thinking he's going to do something for me. He doesn't. Maxime Lajoie doesn't do crap for me. Maybe Christian Jaros there. 7 shots, 10 blocks at 2,600 might take a chance there. And like I said, no goalie interest for me because I'm on the Carolina side.
Yeah, I think I pretty much agree with everything you said here. I like Brady Tkachuk, man, as a player. I think he's going to do well. Just keep in mind, he is a rookie, man. I do like Mark Stone and Chris Tierney. I don't know if I'll get to play them at all here tomorrow. I like the Ryan Dzingel, Matt Duchesne, Bobby Ryan line a lot. I like your Pageau call there, man. I didn't know nothing about him. I'm glad you brought him up. I wouldn't have known nothing about him for a while. It would have took me a while to get on him. Cody Cece for a cash game play at 3,800 is in play, man. 12 shots and 15 blocks over the last 5 games with 2 assists. That's not bad production for that. Thomas Chabot here at 6,100. I wouldn't mind that. So, you know, I would like, again, if I'm on the Ottawa offense here at all, and I don't run a game stack, let me get Tierney, Stone, Duchesne, and Chabot all in the same line. All in the same lineup. No way I'm playing Nielsen here. Carolina side, again, these guys are running incredibly hot right now, and we're spot on pretty much with the same here. I like the whole top line with Ferland and Aho and Teravainen. But again, you know what I mean? Like I said, I already thought about this before we even started the video. I'm running these lineups. The way I'm running them, I'm going to try something here tomorrow. So just testing a little theory out. That's all. Justin Williams, still 4,900. That's not a bad price for that kind of production. Pretty much nothing else really there. Defensively, Jacob Slavin, I like that. Justin Falk, I like him as well at 4,900. So I don't mind Aho, Ferland, Teravainen, and Justin Falk kind of a stack there. If I'm running all 4 of them together, I like that. And I do actually like McElhinney if he starts here in the net for Carolina. I kind of like this game. I like Carolina side a lot here. But at a minus 230 home favorite, I imagine everybody will like Carolina here. Next game up on the slate, New York Islanders heading into Washington to take on the Washington Capitals. Washington a minus 173 home favorite, over-under of 6 in this game. Islanders are going to be on a back-to-back here, home and away. Should be Thomas Greiss and Braden Holtby for Washington. And this game has some outside narrative too. This is Barry Trout's first game back into Washington, right?
I was just listening to it was not, I guess it was a couple-day old podcast from Washington 24/7 Hockey, and it is his first return. They're saying that they probably anticipate that maybe a few minutes into the first period or something, on the first TV timeout or something, they'll do a video tribute there for Barry Trotz. It is you are right. It's his first game back. It also is, they're supposed to do a potential tribute to Brooks Orpik as well. It is his 1,000th career game, NHL game. So that's pretty special too. Islanders, the other day I heard Islanders are 6-0 on back-to-back games this year. And looking at this at first, I'm thinking, Washington has won 3 in a row against the Islanders. I think they do win this one again, but not, you look, Washington has given up 35 goals in the past 10 games, 3.5 goals a game here. I think you look here for the Islanders side, keep in mind of that Barzal, Beauvillier, Bailey line on line 2 here. Certainly I could see Anders Lee, Everly, and Brock Nelson as a play here. I like line 2 better if you're looking at, 5-on-5 type goals here. If you want to run the power play here, that's where I'm going to plug in like Anders Lee there and Eberle. But for me, the only reason I'm going to play these first line guys is because I'm high on that power play unit. And certainly, let me just check. I think these stats are a little bit older here, but I think they're a couple of days since I've refreshed these ones. But yeah, Washington right there taking 3.5 penalties a game here. I do like that power play unit for the Islanders. So let's take a look at PP line 1 for the Islanders and head to the well there. That also will put Nick Leddy in play more than any other defenseman just for that power play reason time. If you're looking, the only other person that you could see defensively would be to look down. Devin Toews is how he's had his luck here, and he enjoyed that first goal, but I think now's the time to fade him completely until he does something else. I'm going to fade completely on Grice here. I do think Washington wins this one and keeps it out there. That being said, for Washington, for me, I'm going with, for Washington, I'm an unconventional type guy here. I would like Ovechkin here if you want to, if you're going to stack these guys, take Ovechkin, take Backstrom, and take Kuznetsov. That's the plays I like. So that's going to be PP line 1 as well. Kuznetsov, Backstrom, and Ovechkin. And certainly at 6,100 and 6,000 for Kuznetsov and Backstrom, it's a good play. Oshie at 5 to K on that first power play 1. You don't have an issue there, as well as Carlson. So any pairing or 3-person stack with power play line 1 for Washington, I think is a viable option. If you want 2,500 and you're looking for that last defenseman here, I think you got to take a chance on Orpik. The narrative of a 1,000th game, maybe he does something. You're spending 2,500. You never look at a 2,500 guy like the make or break of your line, really. So, if I go 2,500, I need one defenseman left. I'm going to look Brooks Orpik's way, guys. If you want to go line-wise, a guy that also does pretty successful against his team is, who did I write down here? Lars Eller from that third center line for 4K. His stats don't show he's done well, but past few games, Lars Eller has had some success against the Islanders as well. And certainly I do have slight interest in the goalie here for Washington. Did you say it's Holtby tomorrow?
I seen both. It could be Copley.
It is Copley's birthday tomorrow, if it is Copley. If it's Copley's birthday, I got interest in Copley. If it's going to be Holtby, just this fact of them giving up a 3.5 average over the past 10, I have no interest. But if they do play Copley on his birthday, I think that could be a nice narrative as well.
They'll play him. Against the Islanders. I bet you. We'll pay attention to that. That's a good call. I'm not sure I trust it, even with the birthday narrative, but it's a good call.
Yeah, I would trust it for the win, but I still think he'd give up 3.
Yeah, it's a pretty simple game for me, man. I think I kind of know what I want to do here with the Islanders now after tinkering with them the past few games and missing badly. I missed it again today. I want Lee, Barzal, Leddy, and Eberle, and that's it. So it'd be my 3 forwards, Lee, Barzal, and Eberle, and one defenseman is Leddy. And I don't want no part of Grice. Real short and simple for me, and I won't defer away from that at all. It will remain there. Washington side, man, I don't know what to do with these guys either. Seems like every time I try to play these guys, I miss again. You got the Ovechkin goal the last game, didn't you? I think you did. I do like Ovechkin, Kuznetsov. I like Jacob Vrana, Nicholas Backstrom, even TJ Oshie. The whole second line is rather nice. The top line with Tom Wilson, he's just kind of cooled off here now. He's been awful quiet, so he must not have hit nobody lately. I'll give it a week or so. Could be here tomorrow. He might try taking Barzal's head off or something. You never know with him. Raiders fan lets us know Toronto wins 4-2. I think I told you that today. I like Toronto for the win. Oh, man, I'm an idiot. I should have just followed my own gut. John Carlson here defensively, 6,200. That would be it other than the Orpik call for you there with the 1,000th game. That's incredible. So, I mean, there's plays here on Washington. I don't know if I get here. I might just one-off these guys. Ovechkin's so expensive to pair with anybody. So, and Copley, I like that for the birthday call if he is in the net. Next game up here, Detroit Red Wings heading into Calgary to take on the Calgary Flames. Flames a -250 home favorite. Over under 6.5 in this game. We should see Howard. Could be Mike Smith or Riddick, but Calgary will be on the front end of a back-to-back, I believe. So we could see Smith.
Another good game. I tell you what, I mean, to win a tournament, I think we're going to see upwards of 65 points to win a big one. And you see 6.5, 6.5, 6.5 on some of these games. I think we're going to have some shootout games tomorrow, and I think this one is one of them. And a potential game stack. Last one, I wasn't big on a game stack. Ottawa and Hurricanes for me as a game stack as well. For me here, though, you go with Johnny Gaudreau, 7,700, Lindholm, and Monahan. This is probably one of the most expensive lines on the slate here. But like I said, guys, what did I talk about? Carolina, line 4. You might need them to play these guys here. So keep that in mind. Keep going. Kachuk, 5 goals and an assist, 6,400 on that line 2 here. Looking at me, though, I have Gaudreau, Lindholm, Monahan, and Brody with success. So, it's all line 1 for me, and it's going to be TJ Brody at 3,900 with 4 assists, 6 shots, and 5 blocks in the past 5 games at 3,900. Those are recent games. Those are the guys I've picked out for you. Certainly a lot of research, like I said, trying to, these are just stats. Anomalies happen. These guys could go get shut out tomorrow, we know. But for me, I like that first line. But I'd have no argument taking the trend of line 2. Detroit side. For Detroit here, where's he at? Third line. Athanasiou plays well against this team, like really well. Nyquist, Mantha, those guys are playing well. So if you are predicting that, I think they correlate on the power play. Athanasiou, Nyquist, and Mantha are on power play line 2. So I do like them for power play. So there you see it. BP2, Athanasiou, Nyquist, Mantha. Well, you can play those. And the beauty of it, the 4th guy I read down, you know who it is? Mike Green. So right there, right in front of our eyes, believe it or not, this is like a first line guy, a second line guy, and a third line guy correlating on PP2. It might be destiny that I wrote these guys down without having any knowledge of that correlation on the power play too. These are just, guys I've seen that, consistently get on the points, against this team. So there's my plays for Detroit. Goalie situation. When I'm looking at a game stack, I just don't think I'm going to get a goalie out of it, Joe. Now, I don't think I want a goalie in this game, although I do see Calgary with the win. I do see it being another shootout, a 5-3 type game with a Calgary hitting an empty netter late.
We're both on the goalie win here. Let me tell you my Detroit plays. Nothing. I don't want nothing. Calgary.
Don't do that to me.
I'm doing it, man. I get everything you're saying, right? I do. I get it all, right? But I think Calgary's pissed off here, man. Losing that nail biter to Buffalo, man, and it wasn't even really a close game. If you watched any part of that game, Buffalo was the better team the whole game. Calgary was quite lucky to be in it at the end, even to push to overtime. But I think Calgary is pissed off here, man. I want Kachuk, Monahan, Gaudreau, and Lindholm. All from Calgary, all in the same lineup, man. That's exactly what I want to do. And I imagine everybody else wants to do that too. But does everybody else know that you just told us about Columbus' third line? No. They probably don't. Do they know? Does everybody else know that you just also told us about McGinn and Fogley? No. They probably don't know that either. That's why I'm going to be able to run this 4-man stack from Calgary and nobody else is. So I appreciate them other bonus calls you gave us there. But TJ Brody at 3,900, bang and play. That's a great play, man. At 3,900, he's a great play. But don't forget about Mark Giordano, man. 6,600. I mean, this this cat's in the hunt for the Norris Trophy too. He's not going to win it. It's a shame, but he's in the hunt. Next game up on the slate, we got the Pittsburgh Penguins heading into Arizona to take on the Arizona Coyotes. Pittsburgh is a visiting minus 140 favorite. Arizona, over under 6 in this game. We should see Matt Murray and Darcy Kemper in the net. Narrative, without looking it up, Rick Tocchet used to play for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now the head coach of Arizona. Arizona coming off a big win against San Jose here. I don't know, Jared. What do you think here?
Used to coach the Penguins too. I think he played and coached for them.
He did. He was a bench coach, wasn't he? Well, not the bench coach.
Yeah, he was assistant coach for our one Stanley Cup.
That's right. Forgot about that.
Yeah, so certainly for me, I think, let me look here. So Pittsburgh is in play. I looked in the narrative I got of this is Pittsburgh scored at minimum 3 goals or more 8 out of the last 9 teams, or 8 out of the last 9 games that they've played. So 3 or more goals is a nice production for me. And I'm heading to seriously, it's that first and second line, and pair them any way you want. I don't know Tanner Pearson's stat per se against his team. So Pearson came from LA, Western Conference, and Arizona's in the West. So Pearson might have a little more familiarity by being in the same conference with Arizona. So keep that in mind. Likewise with Marcus Pettersson, coming across from the Western Conference as well this year. So you got 2 guys there that do have some exposure to this. But for me, I do like running who do I have here? I got Malkin, Kessel, Gensa, and Oli Mata as my plays here. Good stats. So looking at that, I obviously, those are who I see as good pairings. And then I'm obviously going to look at correlation here. I do got correlation with Gensel there, Kessel there, and Malkin there on power play line 1. So I could head that route as well. And you know what? 62, 65, 68 gives me room that if I really wanted to 4-stack this up and play a Chris Letang or Sidney Crosby, I think I can afford it. Especially, like you said, I got a 2,500 Brooks Orpik waiting in the wind for me just to take a shot at him. I got 2 4th-liners or a couple 3rd-liners maybe taking a chance to save me some money. So I could easily play power play line 1, 4 guys. Like I said, I am going to look up Tanner Pearson's and Marcus Pettersson's stats here just to see maybe they do have some great success against this Arizona team by being in the West. So interesting stuff here. And we're going to make it short and sweet here. Arizona, no interest. None. Even though they Raiders fan. I will agree with you, Raiders. I played Pettersson probably like 3 or 4 straight Penguins games, and I think I did get an assist out on 3 out of those 4 games. Pettersson has not disappointed me as a cheap play, and I think he was like 2,800 when I started playing him, and now he's up to, what is he up to now? 3,300. So Pettersson's still a good play. Arizona, we saw him the other night crush San Jose 6-3, and guess what? Not one multi-goal scorer. Not one. They are not DFS valuable. The only person you might take a shot at would be like Clayton Keller over Ekman Larson or Richard Panik. I'm not taking them tomorrow. Perhaps you can play one of them in like a GPP here, but I got Matt Murray coming out off a 2-game slump here. Well, I think he only lost the 1 game. Smith lost the other one. I got Matt Murray coming out with a shutout fashion in this one.
I'm not calling Matt Murray for no shutout, bud. You're all on the island there by yourself. Again, I'm going right back to the same thing. I'm going to run a 4-man stack. Kessel, Crosby, Gensel, Malkin look incredibly awesome as a stack here. I do like Tanner Pearson, however, as well. So I'm not sure here what I want to do, but it's is really iffy here with that second line, don't you think? With Pearson, Malkin, and Simone, I don't like that at all. I hear rumors of trade talk again of Derek Brassard. I'm not certain here what's going to happen there. I think he's had enough time to get it together. He just doesn't seem to be fitting here in Pittsburgh at all. So I imagine he will probably end up going. Pittsburgh also got rid of Grant. He was more of a fourth liner for the most part. He went back to Anaheim. He had played in Anaheim before. So whatever, right? It's really the big dogs for me. It always is Kessel, Crosby, and Malkin. The only reason I'm throwing Gensel in there is because he's on that top power play unit, and he does correlate with Crosby. So that's why. Arizona, nothing. I'm not going back there. I like Ekman Larson defensively, but I like him pretty much every day defensively. So that goes without saying. Last game on the slate, Jared. We're rolling right into it. We got Buffalo Sabres heading into Vancouver to take on the Vancouver Canucks. Vancouver's a -120 home favorite here. 5.5 over under. And it should be Carter Hutton here and Jacob Markstrom. But old Mark played a heck of a game, man, the other night against Calgary. Wouldn't be surprised me if he's not working his way in here to take this top spot away from Hutton. What do you like here?
You could put, I guess, some value here into line one for Buffalo there. Skinner, Eichel, Reinhart. If you wanted, I'd play them probably late slate only if I had to. I'm leaving these guys out of my main slate. Tage Thompson, cheap one-off there with 13 shots in his last 5, potentially at 3K. I don't mind sometimes taking a chance there. And it is just that. It's a chance. I might even go middle stat at 2,800 just to save the extra $200 for slight less shots. And goalie, I have interest in Buffalo's goalie. I don't know where they see that Vancouver's a 120 favorite in this one. Vegas, I don't agree with it. So I'm going over to the Vancouver side. I can't see anyone. I can't see anyone there of value. So I'm not going to recommend Vancouver to you guys. If you want to play Vancouver, certainly you guys can go to Daily Faceoff as well and check out who their first line is, where their production's coming from. But my recommendation would be to steer clear of Vancouver here. Another 2-1 type game, if you ask me. And Vegas shows it. It's the lowest over-under on the slate of 5.5. So that just goes to tell you it's going to be low scoring here, 2-1.
You just crushed my hopes and dreams.
Pedersen's not back yet. Calm down.
He is coming back. They already said he's back Friday.
Is he?
Yeah, he was supposed to come back yesterday. Wait, was it yesterday?
Huh.
Against Edmonton. When did they play Edmonton? Yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, buddy. We're going to pay close attention to this, man. Pedersen's back. I'm playing Pedersen and Besser together. I don't care. It's happening, my friend. It is happening. I don't care. I'm playing them together. And Markstrom here, man, Jared, you know how I feel about Markstrom, man. He's playing well, man. He is. He's playing well. I don't know if Buffalo's going to send enough shots at the net for him here. This is a pick'em game. I mean, listen, it's not like -120 is a very large favorite at all. I get the 5.5. I understand that. But this could go 4-1 in Vancouver. It could. All we need is Pedersen back, buddy. I'm telling you, this rookie is the MVP of Vancouver, period. There's no doubt about it. They can't score without him. But we know when he's in the lineup, right? We've seen games where Besser and Pedersen are in the lineup together where they put up 6 or 7 goals in a game. So Pedersen is the cog that makes this whole thing work, man, in Vancouver right now. So I'm going to pay close attention to that. If Pedersen's in the lineup tomorrow, I'm on Vancouver here. If Pedersen is not in the lineup, it's the other way for me. I'm on Buffalo. I like Skinner, Eichel, Reinhart, and Dahlin in this one. That's who I would run. But again, I'm not certain how I'm going to work this. But if Pedersen's in the lineup, I'm going to have some of him for certain. And as far as Carter Hutton, no, not for me. Markstrom is playing well. I still don't know what happens here. Whatever. I probably won't play either goalie here. But again, for me, everything relies on Pedersen. If Pedersen is in, we play Vancouver, unless you're Jared. If Pedersen is out, you don't even have to play Buffalo, but you could, I guess. I don't think you need Buffalo here at all, to be honest with you, at all. I'll agree with that on the late slate, maybe, but I'm not certain I even get anything out of this game if Pedersen's not in the game. So, whatever. Can we agree on that?
Yeah. The whole game is not very appealing.
Yeah, Buffalo's
early to sleep game though. You know, when these late games are like this, I'm like, hey, I get some sleep.
Yeah. Certainly. But whatever. Let's jump into the game and then get the hell out of here. Be out of here about 4 minutes.
Sounds good.
What do you got for your diamond stack?
Diamond stack for me, I am going Washington Capitals line 2 with Jacob Vrana, Nicholas Backstrom, and TJ Oshie.
Washington line 2. That's a pretty good call. I like that. Guess that kind of makes it a little rough on me, huh? Oh, man. I gotta say, piss. I guess give me the line 2 for Toronto, which will be, who is it? Matthews, Hyman, and Nylander now?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me that. Nylander, man.
One goal in 17 games for Nylander.
Right. Do you think he's going to turn it around, man?
Is he the new Broussard of the Toronto?
Don't say that. You can't say that. A $6.9 million a year Broussard. Ooh.
Yeah, that's that makes Tim Rutherford at least like not seem as bad on that trade.
Yeah, Broussard I never thought was a good trade, but whatever.
Yeah,
I mean he's worth a shot.
Let's be honest here. Bonino was solid in the playoffs, but to say Bonino was an all-year like great center. Of course, before the Broussard trade, I thought Sheehan was playing the greatest hockey I had seen for the last 10 games, you know, as a third-line center, and they took him from it.
Well,
but
yeah, Bonino is not no.
He had like that one good like 30-point year or something, and then Nashville goes and puts him as a number 2 center, and we've seen how good that worked.
Well, you know what it was though? It was that line. What was it? The HBK line, Hagelin, Bonino, Kessel line.
Speed, pass it up the speed, and that.
And Bonino was really on that line for his grittiness, right?
Yeah.
What's your snowflake stack here? Give me your bust pick of the day, man.
Sorry, Cole. I'm going line 1 for Montreal here. Drouin, Deneau, and Brendan Gallagher.
You know, it wouldn't have mattered, man. If you didn't take them, they weren't getting past me. Piss, man. I don't want to go with the Arizona line just because I think that's too easy.
Yeah, that's what I did. I said the same thing. I was like, I don't want to take Arizona because I don't think they got 12 points combined all year.
I tell you what,
In any night.
give me the Detroit line one. That's the Larkin line. I don't even know who's on there with him. Let me see.
Is it Nielsen?
I'm not a fan of the Red Wings, man. I don't play them very much. I'm a fan of Dylan Larkin. I think he's a great one-off play every day. It's Larkin, Bertuzzi, and Nyquist.
All right.
Boulder Award, man. What do you got here?
It's tough. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to stick with it. I'll let you take him. I'm going to go with Matt Murray here.
Oh. You're going to let me take him? Who the hell do you think I'm taking? I want to say Copley, but I can't trust that.
I didn't think that. I thought about saying the Washington goalie. I forgot it might be Copley. I guarantee it's going to be Copley, but that narrative.
Yeah.
Like, I think they are on the front end of a back-to-back, if I recall.
I'm not certain.
Let me check Saturday quick.
Mike Smith, maybe? Or Corpus. You know what? I'm going to correlate off your snowflake stack. Give me Corpusalo.
Oh, that isn't. I thought you were going to take Markstrom, and I was actually going to revert over to Markstrom on that.
Well, I tell you what, I would like Markstrom, but again, I think he needs the offense behind him. You know, if Vancouver can jump out to a 2-0 lead here, yeah, I think he could hold it. But I don't know, man. I think pressure gets to him once in a while.
Yeah.
Whatever. But that's it, guys.
Yeah, good time video. I think we're around 50 minutes. That's a good time video for 7 games.
Yeah, it worked out pretty good. A little more plays on here to talk about than yesterday, but everything went sour for me on today's slate anyway, so it sucked anyway. So whatever. But that's the slate, guys. I hope you liked the video. Click on that thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget about our Slack channel, guys. You want to be part of that, hit me up at DFS Quarry over on the Twitter machine. I need your email address. I'll send the invite out to you. Get you in there. We're in there talking almost every day, man. All day, every day. Just talking about DFS plays for the night. It's a lot of fun, especially leading up to lock, man. From 5 o'clock till 6:30 or so, it's nonstop in there. So that's a lot of fun. If you don't have Twitter, you can let it in the comment section below. Just let your email address. I'll send the invite out that way. But either way, guys, that's our slate. Jared, anything else for you?
Now, just good luck tomorrow, and yeah, definitely get in the Slack, guys. I mean, you know, even if you don't have notifications set on, the fact that you join the channel and like you might not be an everyday player, open the Slack channel when you want to play. We're, like just said, we got a daily action talk, and we're not going to be like, hey, this guy never plays. You ask us a question, we're going to give you honest input.
Exactly. And I think it comes from everybody in there, man. Raiders in there talking, always bouncing plays off each other. Cole's in there all the time talking, man. And we all, we all play different ways. That's what makes it nice. And everybody explains why they think this is going to turn out this way or not. We even had Raiders in there predicting total points out of a guy's lineup today. No, I don't think it's any good. That's a 30-point lineup. Anxious to see if that was a 30-point lineup in there today or if that was a 45-point lineup. But I think he had Dallas in there, so it very well could just be a 30-point lineup. Anyway, so either way, good times, guys. So like Jared said, good luck to everybody tomorrow, and we'll see you back here again for the next show.